Welcome to pattern making class. I'm Annette Julie, and today we are working on a women's basic skirt draft. We're going to be drafting a size 8, which is also a small, and quite often wholesale companies use a size 8 for fitting, for their fit model and for making their standard size before grading up and down. So, through my research and looking at textbooks and going online, looking at different size charts, looking at my dress forms, and looking at my blocks, I've decided that the standard sizing right now, of the moment, is a 35-inch chest, 28-inch waist, 37-inch hips, and the woman would be 5 foot 5 inches. And like I said, this is for a size 8, and this is 2020. So here we see a chart of how we divide up the measurements. So since we're going to be drafting a quarter of the skirt of the front and a quarter of the back, we take the half measurements and we divide them again to the quarters. So we start with our 28-inch waist. We have a 14.5-inch front waist, a 13.5-inch back waist, and we divide each of those in half again. So the front would be 7 1/4, and the back would be 6 3/4. So we're going to start with these waist measurements, and we're going to draft these up at the top of the paper. But we're going to also add ease. So we're going to add an ease to the front waist. We're going to add ease to the back waist, and that's 1/4 inch. Then we're also going to come down here and we're going to add darts, all right? So the front is going to have 2 1/2-inch darts, so that's a total of 1 inches. So we're going to add to the front waist. And the back for darts is going to have 2 1-inch darts, so that's a total of 2 inches. We're adding to our back waist. So we have 6 3/4 and 1/4 for ease, 2 inches for darts, and our back waist turns into 9 inches, including dart pickup and ease. The front waist, 7 1/4 plus 1/4 inch ease plus 1 inch for darts, turns into 8.5 inches for our front waist, including 2 darts and the ease. So then we move down to the hip down here, and our hip is a total of 37 inches. And you can add 2 inches of ease. You can also add 3 inches of ease. This is what you choose. I'm going to add 2 inches. So our front hip is 18 inches, but half of that is 9. So we're using the quarter measurements, right? The total is 37. Front hip is 18. Back hip is 19, and we divide those both in half. We're working on the quarters. We're also adding ease, and we're going ahead and totaling that up. So here we've added a 1/2-inch ease front and back. So 9-inch hip, 1/2-inch ease, 9.5 inches. We'll use that measurement for our front hip draft. And the back is 9.5 inches, 1/2-inch ease, 10 inches. That's the measurement we'll use for our back hip measurement. Also, some measurements you will also need: side hip depth, 9 inches, center front hip depth, 8 3/4, and the center back hip depth, 9 inches. And certainly any of these can change. Like myself, my center front back hip depth might be more like 9 1/4 or 9.5. This can go up or down. This can go up or down, but this is what we're going to start with. So up here, when we look at our total measurements for the waist, we're going to have plus 1 inch ease. And for the hips, we're adding 2-inch ease. And if we were making a bodice, we would add our 1-inch ease so we can breathe. So here's our chart, and we are going to continue on with our draft. You're going to need some pattern paper and your ruler, pencil, eraser, scissors, etc. So I'll see you in the next video. This is Annette Julie.